Hello friends, how are you all? So in last video lecture, the introduction means first paragraph of chapter number 15, biodiversity and its conservation, was completed, and there were 5 questions in the first paragraph, and the answers of all these questions were given in the notes. So the first part of introduction were completed in the last video lecture, and now we will talk about the very important concept of this chapter, and the title of this concept is the biodiversity. So in this question we will learn about the definition of biodiversity and its different type of categories with suitable example. Remember, this chapter number 15 is of 6 mark, so one question of 3 mark and 3 MCQs will be asked. So this question of biodiversity is of the most IMP question of 3 marks, and now we will go to the notes. Okay, see the title is biodiversity. It is most important question of 3 marks. So first point, biodiversity. So see, there are two words, bio as well as diversity. Bio means living organisms, living thing, and diversity means differentiation, variation, diversiform character. Okay, so the meaning of word biodiversity means the different characters, diversiform characters, variation found in the living organism. Okay, so see first point, biodiversity, which is also known as heterogeneity. So underline this word, biodiversity is also known as heterogeneity, is found in our biosphere. Okay, see here the one word is used which is biosphere, and biosphere is equal to what? Biosphere is equal to the entire global ecosystem. So biodiversity is found in each and every ecosystem found in our earth. Okay, so biodiversity is everywhere. So first point we can say that biodiversity, which is also known as heterogeneity, is found in our biosphere. Second point, biodiversity is not exist only at the species level. Okay, so now we are talking about the level. We know that the so many species are there, so at species level biodiversity is found. For example, humans are different compared to cows because the species of humans are different and species of cows are different. So it is one type of species diversity. But see, biodiversity is not exist only at the species level but all levels of the biological organization. It means biodiversity is found in all level of the biological organization. Okay, so you know that the different type of biological organizations are there. We know that in the organization, the at microbiology level, means we can say that cellular level the different type of cells are there, and these cells having the different type of macro as well as micro molecules. So it is one type of microscopic level. Okay, and you know that at the end different type of population as well as community and different type of ecosystems will be there. So it is one type of level of ecology. So for example, we can say that different type of macromolecules are found within the cells. So some cells having the high amount of protein, some cells having the special type of enzymes, some cells having the different type of hormones. So it is one type of diversity of macromolecule within the cells. Okay, so all cells having different type of macromolecules. And see, diversity about the biomass, so population having the different type of biomass. So point number 2, biodiversity is not exist only at the species level but all levels of the biological organization like macromolecules within cells and biomass found in the population or the community. Now see the very important thing, point number 3, the word biodiversity was given and popularized by one sociobiologist. So underline this word sociobiologist, and the name of this sociobiologist is Edward Wilson. So underline, it is a one-liner question. The term biodiversity was given and popularized by blank. Answer will be sociobiologist Edward Wilson. He described combined diversity at all the levels of biological organization. See, this word different levels of biological organization is important. It means we are not talking about the only species diversity, but we are talking about the biodiversity found in each and every level of the general organization. Okay, so now see the next one. Most important of them are 3. First one is genetic diversity, which is found in the genetic level. Second one is species diversity found at species level. Third one is the ecological diversity found in the ecological level. So in this page 3 points are there. Again we will revise. First point, biodiversity, which is also known as heterogeneity, is found in our biosphere. Point number 2, biodiversity is not exist means found only at the species level, but all levels of biological organizations like macromolecules found within cells and biomass found in the population. The term, point number 3, the term biodiversity was given and popularized by a sociobiologist named Edward Wilson. Edward Wilson is the one-liner question. He described combined diversity at all the levels of biological organization, and the most important of them are genetic, species and ecological diversity. So now we will learn the all genetic, species and ecological, all 3 types of biodiversity with their particular examples. So this concept is completed. Now we will talk about the next page, and in this page we will learn about the first type of biodiversity, which is known as genetic biodiversity. Okay, so see the first point, a single species means we are talking about the only one species. A single species might show higher diversity at the genetic level over its distributional range. It means, see, genetic diversity, in genetic diversity only one species is included. Suppose we are including only humans. So if we are talking about the humans, then humans showing what? Humans showing diversity at the genetic level. It means the genes of all humans are not 100% same. Yes, it is possible that 90% or 92% or 99.9% genes would be same, but not 100% genes of all humans are same over its distributional range. So you know that in this entire world so many countries are there, and in different type of countries different type of humans are there, but the genes of all humans are not same. So the important thing is the important thing to note here that in genetic diversity only one species will be included. See the again first point, a single species might show the high diversity at, underline this, the genetic level over its distributional range. Okay, now we will talk about the example of the genetic variation. So genetic variation is found in the one medicinal plant. So now we will talk about the one medicinal plant, okay, which is used in the case of snake bite. It is only found in India. So the scientific name of this plant will be the Rolfia pomitoria. In Gujarati language it is known as sarpagandha. Okay, so you will remember in Gujarati language it is known as sarpagandha, and sarpagandha is one type of medicinal plant and it is only found in India. See, it is found in the different ranges of the Himalayan mountains. So what will be the genetic variation? What will be the which type of genetic variation found in this medicinal plant? Okay, so this plant is able to secrete one active chemical which is known as respine. Okay, so one active chemical will be secrete. So the variation found in the potency and the concentration of this active chemical which is produced by the plant. So underline this word, active chemical, which is known as respine. Okay, and the scientific name is also important. It means the same species of plant will secrete different amount and the different potency and the different concentration of this particular chemical. Why? Because of the different type of genetic structure. So it is the first example of Sarpagandha. And now see the next point. In point number 3, we have two examples. In India, more than 50,000 genetically different strains of rice are there. Okay, so you know that the rice is one type of food source. Okay, we all are eating rice, but in only India, more than 50,000 types of strains will be found. Okay, so underline this, 50,000 types of strains of rice and 1,000 varieties of mango. In India, 1,000 varieties of mango would be there. So 3 examples are there. First is of Sarpagandha, second one rice 50,000, third one is mango 1,000. So it is one type of genetic diversity. You will remember in first point only single species is included. Second point, example of the Sarpagandha. Third point, example of rice as well as example of mango. Remember, rice 50,000 strains, mango 1,000 variety. So genetic diversity is completed here. And now we will talk about the next one, which is known as the species diversity. Okay, see, first point about the species diversity. It is one type of diversity found at the species level. So you know that the each and every species are different, okay, from each other. So it is found at the species level. For example, if we talk about the species of amphibian, okay, so we are talking about the amphibian. So Western Ghats of India having a greater amphibian species diversity compared to the Eastern Ghats. It means Western Ghats having higher amphibian species diversity while Eastern Ghats having the lower amphibian species diversity. See, we can say that the species will be same, species will be amphibia, but the higher and lower amount of diversity is there in different type of area, in different type of habitat. Higher amphibians are found in Western Ghats and lower amphibians are found in the Eastern Ghats. So it is the second type of biodiversity, which is the species diversity. Now we will talk about the third one, which is known as ecological type of diversity. So it is one type of diversity which is found at the ecosystem level. So in ecological type of diversity, we will talk about the different type of ecosystem. So first point, it is one type of diversity found at the ecosystem level. And see, in second point, two examples are there. Okay, in this example we had taken the two different type of countries. First one is India and second one is Norway. Norway is one type of Scandinavian type of country. Scandinavian is, it means it is one type of native, or it is one type of place in which Norway as well as Sweden, like these countries are included. Okay, so if we compare the ecosystem diversity of these both countries, then obvious India having the higher ecosystem diversity while Norway having the lower ecosystem diversity. So for example, we can say that in India different type of deserts are there, rainforests are there, mangroves are there, coral reefs, coral islands are there, wetlands are there, estuaries are there, as well as alpine meadows are there. So these all are the different type of ecosystem found in only one country. Okay, so India having the higher diversity compared to the Norway. So in this page two concepts are included. First concept is about the species diversity. In species diversity 2 points. First point is about the at species level, and second point is about the amphibian species higher in Western Ghats, lower in Eastern Ghats. And if we talk about the second concept, ecological diversity, first point at ecological level, and second point is about the comparison between India as well as the Norway. Okay, so first type of the genetic diversity, second type is of species diversity, and third type is of ecological diversity. So all three types, all three categories of biodiversity is completed here. But now see, here some points are there. First point, we are seeing the so many different type of diversity, so many species today. It has taken, first point, it has taken millions of years of evolution to accumulate this rich diversity in nature. So for the production or for the making of all this type of diversity, it has taken millions of years of evolution. So we are seeing the all different type of diversity. It is a result of the evolution. Point number 2, but there is a fact, we could lose all that wealth, all that biodiversity in less than 2 centuries, underline 2 centuries, if the present rate of species losses continues. So it is possible that we are going to lose this all biodiversical wealth in the 2 century. Now see point number 3. So biodiversity and its conservation are now the vital environmental issue for the all countries. So nowadays it is one type of international issue. Okay, so what will be the international issue? First one is biodiversity and second one is its conservation. Conservation means what? Conservation means formation of the reservoir areas, formation of hotspot, formation of national parks, formation of centuries. So these are one type of conservational purposes. Okay, so point number 3, again we can say that biodiversity and its conservation are now vital environmental issues. Okay, and they are one type of nowadays international issue. And point number 4, very important, maximum people around the world begin to realize that there is critical importance of biodiversity. So nowadays so many, means maximum people are known that biodiversity is important for what? For our survival, means for the survival of mankind, for survival of human being and well-being on this planet. So if you want to survive and well-being, means if you want to live on this planet, then biodiversity is very much important. Okay, so it is the last page and last concept of this question. And now we will see this question from the textbook. See the title, biodiversity, question of 3 marks, most important. First point, in our biosphere immense diversity which is known as heterogeneity exists not only at the species level but at all levels of the biological organization, ranging from macromolecules within cells to the biomass found in the population. Biodiversity is term popularized by the sociobiologist named Edward Wilson to describe the combined diversity at all the level of biological organization. The most important of them are genetic, species and ecological type of biodiversity. So now if we talk about the genetic type of diversity, A single species might show high diversity at genetic level, underline genetic level, over its distributional range. Second point, the genetic variation shown by a medicinal plant Sarpagandha, scientific name will be the Rolfia omitoria, growing in different Himalayan ranges, might be in terms of the potency and concentration of active chemical spine that the plant produce. Now see, next, India having more than 50,000 genetically different strains of rice and 1,000 varieties of mango. So it's all about genetic diversity. Now see, second type, which is known as species diversity. Diversity at the species level. For example, Western Ghats having greater amphibian species diversity compared to the Eastern Ghats. So one species and two habitats are there. One species amphibia and two habitats Western and Eastern Ghats are compared in this example. Now see, third one, ecological diversity at the ecosystem level. So comparison of India and Norway. So desert, rainforest, mangrove, coral reef, wetlands, estuaries and alpine meadows are found in India, which are not found in Norway. And see the last paragraph, very important. It has taken millions of years of evolution to accumulate this diversity in nature, but we could lose all the wealth, underline wealth means biodiversity, in less than 2 centuries if the present rates of species losses continue. So 2 centuries, underline this word 2 centuries, one liner question, MCQ. Next, biodiversity and its conservation are now vital environmental issue of the international concern as more and more people around the world begin to realize that critical importance of biodiversity for two things. First one is our survival and second one is our living, means well-being on this planet. Okay, so this paragraph is also important. So thus the question of biodiversity is completed. See, in this question you will remember the name of scientist, sociobiologist Edward Wilson, as well as the examples of genetic diversity, species diversity, ecological diversity. Okay, here 2 century word is also important. Here in last sentence, our survival and well-being, these words are important, and the scientific name of Sarpagandha is also important. So thus this question of 3 mark biodiversity is completed here. Thank you very much.